Okay, at this moment, I pretend to show you how to do some little setups that we need to consider before executing the entire project. Okay, before turning on the project, uh, we should open MCUXPRESSO ID, then open the project previously configured, choose the ESP8266 folder, choose the .h file, okay, ESP8266.h file. Then we are going to look forward to some lines, specifically these ones, okay, these define lines. We are going to look at Wi-Fi SSID. This is going to be the name of our Wi-Fi network that we are going to try to set up. Okay, previously in our mobile phone in hotspot mode. It is important to pick a name or choose a name that has no white spaces or nor any kind of special characters. So let's consider, for example, this one, Mi Red. You could pick or choose upper characters or whatever you like. In my case, I chose upper characters. Then we are going to load the password, okay, that we previously choose in our cell phone, okay. Another important line is the TCP host. This is an IPv4 direction and the TCP port. So previously in our phone uh, and in mobile hotspot uh, option, we can see the name of the network, the password previously configured. We are going to copy these things into the code and we are going to connect to the phone. We are going to establish the connection. So go to Wi-Fi options. We disconnect from the actual Wi-Fi network. Then we pick Mired in this case, whatever your network name is. Then we choose connect. We wait for the connection, and after the connection we are going to properties. Okay, I am going to show you that. Okay, now we are connected. We can see the connection in our phone in connected devices. Okay, connected devices. Then we go to properties and we look forward to IPv4 direction. Okay, this one. We are going to copy and paste and replace it here. Of course, I have the same because I already have done this before the video recording, but you should copy the direction and uh, write it here. Then the TCP port. The TCP port can be any port that you want, except for those that are already being used by your computer. Typically, 5000 is a good number to choose among different ports. Okay. Then, with this, we are going to compile. Let's wait to the project to be compiled. And at this moment, I'm having only the microcontroller connected to the computer, the LPC 8045. Okay, the LPC 845. After the compilation, we're going to load the program, actually upload the program in the microcontroller. We're going to click uh, in, please in this symbol, and after the uploading, we are going to click on terminate. It's important to remember that in this moment we only need the microcontroller, okay? No, we don't need any kind of source, we don't need any kind of battery, only the LPC connected to the computer via a USB wire, USB to mini USB wire, okay? Now, after doing the proper setups in the code, as I mentioned before, and making all the preparations, in this moment, I'm going to present the project itself, what it is expected to be done with this project, and the capabilities and everything that can be done with it. Okay, to start with, we are going to open Qt Creator. I already have it opened. We are going to File, Open File Project. Typically, by default, the Qt tries to save all the projects and documents in the Documents folder, typically named as Qt. If it is not like that, I suggest you to create a Qt folder and save the projects there. Okay, now we enter. We choose a graphic user interface pulse oximeter. This is a name that I created within another folder. All the folders and um, files are already uploaded in the GitHub. So when you download it, I suggest you to maintain the same names, okay? Not just to not have any kind of problems. Okay, so we enter this folder and we are going to choose the .pro project or .file, .pro file actually. We open it, we wait. When finishes, we can see that we have, well, the entire code. All the code has been commented and everything is in GitHub, so you can check it, and I don't know, take a look if you want. It's not necessary to be in any specific window if you or any specific file actually. We can be at main.cpp if you want, and we are going to compile first this code. We're going to wait until it's built. Once it has been compiled, now we are going to run it. While it's being run, we're going to go to MCUXPRESSO IDE, and we are going to look for the new window opened when uh, clicking on play in Qt Creator. When we are in this window, we are going to try to have these two windows at the same time: the workspace window in the IDE and the window itself of the graphic user interface. The first window that you should expect to be opened is the connection Wi-Fi window. Okay. Now we are going to write 5000. This is the port number. Again, you can choose any port number as that you want. You should write the same port number here and here. 5000 is a good port since it's not used by the computer usually. Now I'm going to turn on the project, connect to the project to source. Okay, in this case, I'm going to use a 9-volt battery. Okay, let me show you. This is the battery that we are going to use. It can be any kind of source. You can choose a laboratory source or whatever source you want. It it must has as like limit of 20 volts input, right? 20 volts in the input, no more than that. Any case anyway, sorry, it has already a voltage regulator under the LPC 845. Now I'm going to connect the battery. I'm going to show you, and here is connected. Okay, this is how it should look. The Wi-Fi module should be with red light. That means that it's turned on. Also, I have the wire, okay, to the computer. Uh, for the presentation, I'm going to only have opened the box. Okay, typically you won't have the box opened. The finger would be collocated as this, would be in this position. You can use your index finger or this finger as well, as you like. The distance between the finger and the sensor should be almost nothing, probably as closest as you can, but do not touch the sensor itself and don't move the project. For the presentation now, I'm going to just let the box and the project itself steady in the table. We should not move anything. Okay, any movement, any kind of I don't know, movement of your fingers, or maybe if you touch the sensor, the screen of the sensor itself, or the distance between your finger and the red light of the sensor may affect the measurements. Another thing is that the sensor turns on after the connection is established, so we are going to do that. Nothing is measured until the entire connection is established. We're going to open a terminal. These settings should be like this. Okay, the baud rate 115 200. Okay, 115,200. It should be like this. The data size, parity none, stop it's one. Okay, these settings are designed because of the microcontroller. It should have these settings. If you choose another settings, probably it won't work, or maybe it does work. But probably, sorry, it works, but um, you're going to find some problems during the communication or during the measurements or some errors or whatever. So just maintain these settings. The serial port, however, is set up automatically by the computer. So in this case, in my case, it's COM7. However, in your computer, may be different. Okay, we click on OK. We see a message here. Anyway, it doesn't matter because we are going to connect. Okay, click on connect on the user interface, and typically the connection should be almost a few seconds. If it takes more, you can always push actually the reset button. Okay, the reset button is this one that is black. It is small. I'm going to push it because it is not working. Okay, now we have this. Okay, first of all, it appears okay at TCW mode. Some messages that are being sent to the ASP, and the ASP responds. Now, the user interface has been opened, and the red light of the sensor is also turned on. Okay, that means that we are that we have established the connection properly, and now we are going to try some measures. We are going to click in the button medir, measure. We see two sections, heart rate and oxygen. I'm going to try with my index finger. As I said, uh, as close as possible, but not so close. Another thing is that typically it will take about 1 or 2 or 3 minutes maybe to uh, have proper measurements. Sorry, um, it takes a few minutes to uh, calibrate everything and to have a more interesting measurement. As you can see, it is fluctuating a little bit. But now suppose that just not to wait too much. Suppose that we want to save these measurements. We are going to click on save. We are going to put my name, for example, Facundo, a surname, and well, my national identity. Well, the sex, and okay, we saved data related to a patient. Now we suppose we have another patient that is using this oximeter. We click again on save. We choose, for example, the name of my brother, Juan. Then surname, well, the national identity, number, just the number to save. Uh, oh, a new patient has been saved. Maybe someone else, my mother, for example. At this moment, I'm moving the finger a little bit, so measurements are changing a little bit. A little bit. Okay. When you click on atrás, that would be like go back, and salir, that would be exit. It's going to exit anyway. So we should click any of these two, and we are going to exit the program momentaneously. So now, as you can see, in the console in the terminal, uh, we see when we have the connection properly, the different messages that are being sent to DSP and the data that was being sent. Now we have some errors, okay, typically because we shut down the connection, so it's like trying to send something and it's not receiving any response from the computer, so it says error. Now we are going to shut down momentaneously, like turn off the project, like just disconnect the source, and we are going to again execute the interface, clicking on play button, and we're going to again choose 5000 as port number, and then connect again the source. Typically the best thing that you can do is connect the source again, or maybe just to uh, push the reset button. We see some characters related to noise. We click on connect. It's taking more seconds than it is expected, so push reset button. We see in the terminal these messages when we are connecting to my rev and the password. Now again we have the user interface, and we can click on in click on, sorry, historial, that would be history, and we can see the data of our patients. Uh, we have some index problems maybe, but it's not so important at this moment. What we can do here, we can edit the data, like heart rate. We can, I don't know, change a number because we thought that maybe we made a mistake, or we can change the national identity. Suppose that I made a mistake in the number, or the name. We can change the name, whatever we like, and we can see the the date when we took the measurements. We can save the measurements, and also we can see them in an output text file, okay, that is located in documents, QT, in the same folder that I have saved the graphic user interface, and the folder is called output files. You can see this .txt file, txt file, and we can see, or we can have the same information that I showed you just a few moments ago. Now um, we can, if we want to delete everything, so the history has been deleted correctly, and again we can click on exit, for example. Now if we want to check if it really was deleted, we go again to documents, qt, graphic user interface, and output files. So we don't have anymore the .txt file. Okay, then when we just already used the project and we don't use it anymore, we just disconnect the source and we can close the terminal as well. Thank you very much for watching the video. Any suggestions, any comments are welcomed. In this video we saw actually all the capabilities and everything that can be done with this project. I hope you have enjoyed the video. I hope you have understood everything that I said, and well, see you next time. Bye bye.